AgPro labs offer a wide variety of tests, from soil, plant or water testing, through to livestock nutrition and genomics. In this tutorial, we'll walk through the process of submitting a horticulture SAP test. You may be interested in looking at our sample planner tutorial for bulk sampling. You can submit an online sample to AgPro either before or after you've taken the physical sample. However, you should submit the samples to AgPro before sending to the lab. This will let you label the sample bags and ensure the lab is expecting your incoming samples. Samples and results are grouped under the Analytical Services tab, and there are also helper links to some of these pages from the dashboard quick links. Let's submit a new sample. First, choose your laboratory. This demo is recorded for an Australian user, so your choices may vary if you're in another country. After selecting a lab, choose from your existing farms or create a new farm. For now, let's choose an existing one, and AgPro will pre-fill the contact details. We will address all sample notifications and results to the primary contact, while the billing contact will receive invoice emails. Secondary contacts receive a CC of the sample results emails. Sample data ownership gives you control over who can access these sample results, which may be important for advisors who submit samples on behalf of their clients. If you need to add a new contact, click the Add Contact button. We'll cover farm contacts in a separate tutorial. Let's continue to the sample details. First, double-check your contacts at the top of the page, then choose or create a new field. If you've selected an existing field, we'll pre-fill the crop and other field info below, but for now, let's create a new block. Next, choose one or more sample types. We want to do a basic SAP test, and we'll also add an irrigation water sample for the same field. It may be helpful to add a label to each test to make sure the results are clearly identified. Note the sampling guides link. These documents contain detailed procedures for sampling to ensure accurate and consistent results. This is particularly important for SAP testing, as the plant samples required may differ considerably across various crops. If you would like to request agronomy advice, such as water or fert recommendations, you can choose your preferred advisor here. AgPro will send a notification and your sample results to your advisor, who will then use this info to prepare your recs. We'll look at connecting to different advisors in a separate tutorial. Make sure the sample date is correct, and enter your purchase order or payment code if you have one. Each sample type will have a different set of mandatory fields. We've selected sap and water samples above, so we need to provide the crop type and growth stage, plus the water or irrigation details. AgPro will remember and pre-fill the block details when you submit another sample in the future. When we submit the sample, AgPro will generate a unique request number for each sample. Label each sample bag with this number, then deliver to the lab address. Don't worry if you miss this number, you can review your submissions below, and you'll also receive a summary email. If you're submitting samples for another field, just click Start Another Sample Request to start the next block. In some countries, AgPro allows you to pay for your samples online via credit card. Just click the Online Payment button, then enter your credit card details to make payment. If you don't pay online, the lab will invoice you directly. Shortly after submission, you should receive a notification email containing your sample details. You should double check to make sure you've chosen the correct sample types, and notify the lab if you notice any mistakes. Your sample is now logged in AgPro, and the lab has all the info they need to process your sample. In our next tutorial, we'll take a look at some sample results, and what analytical tools are available in AgPro.